Let me take one step back. Something that your viewers might not know is that there was a time when former President Zuma and I were the only people who knew about this project of the formation of MK, because we had discussed after the 2022 conference of the ANC very in depth as to what needs to be done.
A war of words has erupted within South Africa's political landscape. Former MK Party national organizer McDonald Mathabe has publicly accused Advocate Dali Mpofu of lying about his role in founding the Mkhonto We Sizwe Party with former President Jacob Zuma. Did Dali Mpofu really help create the MK Party? Or is the truth something else entirely? Today we are diving into the conflicting accounts between Dali Mpofu, a well-known advocate and former member of the EFF, and McDonald Mathabe, former national organizer of the MKP. Mpofu claims he was central in helping Jacob Zuma establish the MKP after the 2022 ANC conference. But Mathabe insists this is far from the truth. In a recent interview, Dali Mpofu stated that he and Zuma had secret discussion about forming the MKP, which eventually launched in December 2023. According to Mpofu, he and Zuma spent 12 months planning this, often meeting privately to discuss their vision for the party.
And we had various options, and so this discussion took about 12 months. So by the time you attended the launch in December of MK, this had been a project that was in the pipeline, in the underground, as he revealed, for about 12 months.
Advocate Mpofu, I just need to get you very clear. So, were you part and parcel of the formation of Mkhonto We Sizwe?
Absolutely. For a few months, as I say, there was a time where probably it was just me and former President Zuma who knew about this. And then it moved to a stage where we involved a few other people. In August, we held a meeting with 10 leaders, and you can interview all of them. 10 leaders, and another meeting in October of 2023, including leaders of the EFF, leaders of the PAC, UDM, ATM, Areta. At that time there was an organization like that, and
House, that he was leading then, yeah.
Yes, and the Godi's outfit, the APC.
Yes, APC.
Yes, so all the organizations, Azapo was there. I chaired the meeting of all those leaders and was trying to sell this vision, and President Zuma was present.
Does the EFF know that its member, or now you know, well, you're no longer the member now, but back then you were the member of the EFF. Do they know that you were central in the formation of another political party?
Yes. No, that fortunately at my level of political involvement, I cannot play double games. So every step of the way of this project, I was reporting to the EFF leadership.
You know what I like about Dali? Is that there was a meeting of the opposition parties which was called by Zuma. And I said, I'm not going. So I asked Floyd and Marshall to attend the SG. They went and Dali was there. Dali went to make a presentation of a paper in that first meeting where he said the EFF must close down with the other parties and then form something under Zuma's leadership. I mean, things happen the way they happen. I mean, Floyd and Marshall, you know him, he's just there and he speaks when it is necessary. But Floyd is the one who was leading the discussion. Who said, no ways, it's not going to happen, and all of that. And then he comes back extremely shocked that Dali is not only proposing it, he has written it down. He has had time to think about it and wrote it down. So I said, no, then we agreed that we must meet, all parties must go consult their leadership, blah, blah. What is our position? I said, but that's madness, you can't do that.
But Mathabe is seen buying it. In a scathing rebuke on Newsroom Africa, Mathabe called Mpofu's claim false, stating outright, Mpofu is lying. Mathabe explained that Zuma never wanted Mpofu involved in the MK's party's formation due to his EFF affiliation. According to Mathabe, Zuma was actually hesitant to involve Mpofu because of his dual role as both a lawyer for Zuma and a member of the EFF. Zuma's concern was that Mpofu's ties to the EFF might compromise the MK party's identity, especially as they sought to distinguish themselves from other political forces.
First, the MK party's national organizer, McDonald Mathabe, has dismissed Mpofu's claims, and Mathabe is now joining us here in studio. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. Why are you dismissing this claim?
It's lies. In fact, President Zuma never wanted Dali Mpofu to be part and parcel of the formation of MK party. I'm the one that spoke to him, and I said to him, like, President Zuma, the battle that lies ahead is beyond me and you. And the fact is that we are taking a name that belongs to, that is associated with the ANC. The ANC is going to come to us very hard. So it is best that we involve Dali Mpofu with the processes of the administration and the documentation of MK party, so that when that time actually comes, Dali Mpofu is abreast with what is happening. Besides, SC Dali Mpofu is already doing some of the work for you on pro bono on all of your cases around the country. He's always in the courts with you and all of that. So let's bring him. He then raised the aspect of EFF, and I said, yeah, it's a serious problem. It's something that we can look into and try and manage it as we go. So I then requested a meeting with the SC Dali Mpofu and SC Skakan. When myself and Comrade EX-Mkhonto were on our way back from meeting President Zuma about the aspects of MK party. When EX-Mkhonto was showing vehemently that he does not want to participate in MK party, I requested the two senior counsels that we have a meeting with him and that we try and stop him from registering or going ahead with his party. And the meeting, we had it at the Dumanokwe, the chambers, myself, EX-Mkhonto, SS Kakan, as well as SC Dali Mpofu. It was for the first time that the two senior counsels, when they started to know about the formation of MK party. This was about 2 years ago. At the time, President Zuma was in Cuba for health issues, and then from Cuba, then he went to Russia. He did not know anything about that, President Zuma. Right?
This would have been in 2022? This
was in 2022.
Okay.
Right, even before the actual national elections of the ANC.
The National Conference of the ANC.
Yes, of the ANC. At that point in time, the tribal kingdoms, the traditional leaders, as well as churches and certain individuals were already talking to ACE. And I was setting up these meetings and saying, Comrade ACE, the fate that is facing you and many of the other comrades is clear where we're going. And I think there is wisdom in what they're proposing. We then said to them, we can do all of that, and also they must canvass and mobilize President Zuma when he gets back, that he becomes part and parcel of this process.
Yesterday in your interview with 702 as well, you did mention that the former president didn't want Advocate Dali Mpofu to form part of the political party. Here's a statement that the party issued yesterday. It says here, Office of the President, Mkhonto We Sizwe Political Party, Advocate Dali Mpofu participated in and internalized the revolutionary agenda to unify the progressive forces long before the official announcement of Mkhonto We Sizwe Party on the 16th of December, he played a crucial role in the many underground dialogues and engagements that were held with different political parties and individuals on the need to unite the progressive forces in South Africa to fight the reintroduction of the white minority rule in South Africa. That is what the former president is saying. So the former president and Advocate Dali Mpofu seem to be singing from the same hymn sheet, which is different to what you are saying.
It's understandable. I'm not the founder of MK Party. And I also say that President Zuma is not the founder of MK Party. His name does not even appear on the founding documents, even at IEC. It is the tribal kingdoms, the churches, and certain individuals that went to him, which he knows very well, that canvassed him. He did not want to be part of this process in the beginning. The process of mobilizing President Zuma took about 3 months to get him to agree. It was...
When? Is it 22?
It was in, it was early, it was in 22 late and early 23.
Okay.
When the negotiations between him, the tribal kingdoms, as well as individuals, that he must come and join. Because he said, I've always said that I will die in ANC. And there is no way else where I can go. We have to find ways and means in between to actually do that. The expulsion of Comrade EX-Mkhonto also had a lot to do with actually convincing him to say that we need to actually really now.
Okay, so are you saying then that former President Jacob Zuma is also lying?
He's also lying, and he knows very well that.
He's also lying?
He's also lying. Yeah.
Mathabe revealed that there were heated discussions behind the scenes, with some, including Duduzile Zuma, pushing for a closer alliance with the EFF. Mathabe strongly opposed this, fearing it will alienate supporters who wanted an independent MKP. Mathabe argued that aligning with the EFF would be a mistake, since those who supported Zuma and the MKP were not necessarily aligned with EFF's policies. He emphasized if people wanted the EFF, they would have voted for the EFF. Mpofu is lying. He knows very well Zuma never wanted him involved. McDonald Mathabe insisted. Mathabe is not the only one who disputed Mpofu's account. Adding to this, Jabulani Khumalo, recognized as the original founder of the MKP, also disputed Mpofu's account. In a recent interview with Biz News, Khumalo made it clear that Mpofu's claim of co-founding the party with Zuma does not align with the facts. Khumalo emphasizes that the idea of the MKP party originated long before Mpofu's alleged discussion with Zuma. Khumalo, a key figure in conceptualizing the MKP, has stated that his vision for the party was rooted in addressing the historical struggles of South Africa's marginalized communities, not as a secondary project following the ANC's internal politics. This statement conflicts with McDonald Mathabe's account of the MKP's purpose for formation, which he claims was to rescue the ANC.
Advocate Mpofu claimed that he secretly set up MK with former President Jacob Zuma. I'm sure you have something to say about that.
Definitely. Advocate Dali Mpofu, I think I would say bluntly that he is a liar. Dali Mpofu was not part of the formation of Mkhonto We Sizwe Party. Maybe he's talking about the Mkhonto We Sizwe veterans. Maybe he was part of that, but not the MK Party. The MK Party was formed by myself with other 6 comrades who I was consulting with when we wanted to start the registration of the party. Mr. Mpofu only came in when we were having, I think, a meeting after the launch in Hyde Park at Mr. Zuma's daughter's house. That's when Zuma introduced me to Mr. Mpofu, that this is the man that registered Mkhonto We Sizwe. And that's when we started to engage about the formation of Mkhonto We Sizwe. He was never there. He was nowhere until at that time. And the second time we met was in Pietermaritzburg, when he was preparing for the case to go and to defend Mr. Zuma for his case. From there, we were meeting. He attended all our meetings. He was there. He became member of Mkhonto We Sizwe even before he joined Mkhonto We Sizwe. Because most of the time, every time we had our meeting, he was there. And sometimes Mr. Zuma would ask him to share the meetings, but he was never a founder or anything else like that.
Both Mathabe and Khumalo describe how tensions behind the scene shaped the MK party's formation, while Mpofu and others pushed for a closer relationship with the EFF. Mathabe actively advised against it, fearing it will dilute the MK party's identity. Khumalo echoes this, stressing that the MK party was always intended as a distinct force focused on real social change. Khumalo and Mathabe both contend that the MK party was meant to stand independently from the EFF, drawing support from South Africans seeking an alternative voice. As Mathabe puts it, if people wanted the EFF, they would have voted for the EFF. Adding to the complexity, Mathabe has been vocal about his efforts to form alliances with other left-wing movements, something he says Mpofu was involved in but never led. Mathabe claims he encouraged Mpofu to reach out to various leaders on the left to help solidify the MK party's base and increase its influence. Mathabe recalls suggesting a series of meetings where these alliances could be discussed. According to him, Zuma was to give a briefing to these groups about the MK party's future, and Mathabe's role in organizing these interactions was far more substantial than Mpofu's contributions. So, who is telling the truth about the MK party's origin? Was Mpofu genuinely a central figure, or are Mathabe and Khumalo correct in their accounts that the MK party's formation began long before, with a vision independent of Mpofu's influence? What does this conflict say about the challenges the MK party will face in asserting its place in South African politics? This dispute raises essential questions about loyalty, influence, and the struggle for power within South Africa's shifting political landscape. As the MK party positions itself for the future, this internal conflict could shape its course and its impact on the nation. What do you think? Are Mathabe and Khumalo setting the record straight, or does Mpofu have a valid claim in shaping the MK party's beginnings? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and join us in following the developments of South Africa's evolving political journey. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to Inkari. It's time for the latest discussions on the leaders, movements, and issues shaping South Africa's path forward. And don't forget to subscribe to Inkari. It's time, and follow us on social media for more updates. Take care.